Listen to us live and direct, and we are coming to you this very evening, the evening of the 19th day of August in the year of our Most High Elohim 2020. The time now is exactly a minute past 7 p.m. in the evening, wherever you are. I welcome each and every one of you. We are live and we are direct, and the whole world is listening. Therefore, I would say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, because unlike any other indigenous broadcaster out of, why is our FM off? They say our FM is off. Why is it off? I don't understand. It shouldn't be. They said the FM is off. I don't understand it for the life of me. I don't know. Our systems, our controls are okay from here. I don't know why that will be off. But I need confirmation that our app is functioning. Our IPOB community radio app is functioning. I want to understand the reason why we are not coming out on satellite and also on radio. I need confirmation, please. Of course, there will be a slight delay before my voice is conveyed from here to our listening device. And of course, I want to know people are listening on our app. That is why today, rather unusually, we are stuck at 3.3K. Of course, Facebook and their suppression, are they going to stop us? The answer is no. They are not going to stop us, not now, not tomorrow, not ever. I will proceed nonetheless. I did say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. And I am repeating that because we are being listened to right across the face of this very planet Earth. From everything that I can see here, our systems, our controls are okay. I see no reason why we should not be on FM. If that is the case, then I need to be informed. That means that the sabotage is continuing. That means that the sabotage is continuing. But I need to know why our FM is not functioning at home. All the controls here I can see, they are all lighting up, so they should be working. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of IPOB all over the world, indigenous people of Biafra, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. Wherever you are, I welcome you. Please get your pen and paper ready, because today will be like no other. We are going to educate, we are going to lecture, we are going to tutor, we are also going to enlighten each and every soul who is, should I say, fortunate enough to be listening to us this very morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are, because as I said earlier, the whole world is paying attention. They are listening to us. Our app is working. IPOB community radio, download it. If you have a smartphone, download IPOB community radio. It is the fastest download right now on Android. I do not know for Apple, but I do know on Android that we are #1 download at the moment. Everybody must download it. Make sure that each and every member of your family has it on their phone, so they can listen to us, not just this very live presentation, but also be able to go back and listen to our previous broadcast. Very, very important, please. We now have our podcast, which is on demand. FM is not working at home. Worryingly so. That means it has been confirmed. It has been confirmed that there is sabotage from somewhere. That IPOB community radio is not working as well. Is that correct? I very much doubt it, because I tested it and it was working. I tested it and it was working. I don't know. Make sure you have data, please. Make sure you have data. Very, very important. Make sure you have data, please, because it should be working. It should be working, please. The app is working very well. The app is working. IPOB community app is working. It's on Apple Store. It is very loud and it is very clear. They are saying IPOB community radio is working. Community radio is working. absolutely fine. It is working. It has been confirmed. I don't want, please go and get data. If you don't have data, you go to your next door neighbor, please. Very, very important. The app is working everywhere because I tested it and it was working earlier. We must proceed and we must pray this very evening. It could be your morning, it could be your afternoon, it could be your evening, but here it is evening and we are going to pray. It is the prayer that my mother used to pray for me. From the book of Isaiah, chapter 41,
our land is not secure. To make
verse 10. She used to sing it to me in those days when I call her, she would sing it to me. And that is her prayer for me all the time. And that is the same prayer I am going to pray for this very noble family of IPOB all over the world. To each and every one of you who is listening this very evening.
Because they are the ones that are backing these monsters.
In the language of the ancient, it goes, our Father, our Lord, our God, our Creator, our Maker, the giver of life.
They are going about killing people, assassinating
the keeper of our hope. Unto thee and only thee do we give every praise and adoration. There is no other God apart from you. One God, indivisible, ancient of days, you never change. You are the Lord of hosts of all the heavens and of creation. There is nothing that can be compared to thee. I do not call you a lion. I do not and can never ever describe you as something that you have created, because you are greater than what man can ever conceive that you are. You are omnipotent. You are the God of all the gods.
Human flesh, human blood.
Your habitation is the heavens. And this very earth is your footstool. Everything that the eyes of man can behold is your creation.
The longer we keep on staying,
yet we do not know the beginning, neither can we fathom the end. You are indeed almighty, and we give you praise this evening. Your children all over the world, this very family of IPOB, we look up to thee to redeem us and to save us. You have brought the zoo to its knees.
And
you are collapsing the zoo as you promised us that you will. We have no strength of our own. We are nothing. We are mere mortals. We live and we die. But you dwelleth forever. You exist from time immemorial into time immemorial. That is why you are the ancient of the ancients. And you gave us a promise, and you said that Biafra will come in our time. That is why we should fear not, for you are with us. We should not be dismayed, for you are the one true living God, indivisible. For you will strengthen us, for you will help us, for you will uphold us with your righteous right hand, that we may behold the coming of Biafra, that your name may be glorified, exalted, praised, and honored, now and forevermore, we pray. He say.
Well, good evening, Biafrans.
They said the sound coming out of our app is very beautiful. That is what people are saying.
I would like to welcome
because here we don't want to allow Facebook to mess us up anymore. An application is social media, and we are going to upgrade it to include chat facilities, so we can now interact and chat with one another. That will be the next upgrade on IPOB Community Radio.
I guess
for some inexplicable reason, we are told that
when it comes to
our platforms in Biafra land, our radio is not working.
So
everybody has a smartphone. And please go to your smartphone. Tell people back home. It doesn't cost you anything. It is Facebook is more expensive, way more expensive than IPOB Community Radio app. It doesn't cost you. It is low data.
So
it's a radio, so it is low data usage. Very, very important that everybody must be on it. Everybody has to be on it. Everybody has to be on it. Please. Very, very important. Everybody has to be on
to what we're doing.
IPOB Community Radio. Very, very important. I beg of you. Now we proceed. This evening, get your pen and your paper ready. And and I can assure you, I can assure each and every one of you that we are going to do something to our platforms back home, and this will not happen again. We have fixed the app today. People are listening to us via the app. We are also going to do the same thing to our radio, our FM platform. We are going to make some very radical changes to our operations. Very, very radical. Some will weep, some will cry. Some may even open up fake accounts to start attacking themselves. But these are the things that we must do because we are resolute and we are relentless. Our march is towards freedom, towards Biafra, and there is no mortal that can stop it. Not now, not even Britain can stop it. You know, before Juku said the same thing and they said he was boasting that he lost the war after 3 years. But this time around we have come. The generation that Ojukwu was preparing for, we have come. And Biafra is coming with us. That I can assure you. Now get your pen and paper ready and prepare for the lectures this evening because they're going to be very, very deep. Very, very deep and incisive. Deep and incisive. And I need you to listen very attentively and very, very carefully. Most of the materials that I'm using this evening are materials that I lifted from what other people had written on this very subject. My is the only part that is original. Everything else I'm about to read out, they are from either primary or secondary sources. Very, very critical, you understand this. Now listen to me very carefully, please, this evening.
Are we really?
Last year, one of our brothers wrote, last year, 2019, when a guy designed and proposed a logo for innocent motives, 99% of our people were shouting, wow, wow, this is awesome. They hyped it to a point that innocent CEO had to invite the designer to come to visit their factory.
Of the impact.
So shocking, therefore, to learn that the majority of people who were in support of that man's design are now faulting this proposed Biafran flag by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which has Israeli logo.
Really?
One, I did not design the flag.
Serious.
I only gave guidance when the originator showed me a draft. I asked him, I told him where to place that very Star of David. Our brother here referred to it as Israeli logo. The Star of David features very prominently on Israeli flag.
And then that's it.
But it is not an Israeli logo. The pentagram has been there from time immemorial. And some of you will be astonished as to the depth of our analysis and research. The depth of it, you will be astonished. Because the thing about black people, I keep saying every blessed time that I'm live on air, is that we do not reason properly. There is something wrong with our reasoning, but we are here to correct it. I am not running away from that very challenge. We are here to correct it. That is why I keep saying all the time, please bring your pen and paper with you. Not after lecturing and teaching, we go back to the same topic after about a week. It becomes very boring. It's as if we don't learn anything. He wanted to say to all the ignorant people, God Elohim has a word in Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I will also reject you as my priest. Since you have forgotten the law of your God, I will also forget your children. And the same thing is happening to us today. We have become so ignorant. We have become proud of our ignorance. That even things that are there right in front of our eyes, staring at us, we cannot make the meaning of it. So I am going to start this way. A new flag I published.
Otherwise, things will
features the star, pentagram, the star of the ancients, the star of our people, the star of Eri, I call it. And I want to be on record so that when you quote me correctly. Zoo education, when people go to zoo in Nigeria, their brains are scrambled. They can no longer reason properly. I want to be put on record that everybody you claim is another ethnicity. I am saying it this night. I am saying it loud and very clear that everybody is Igbo, number one. And I'm going to prove it to you. Number one, everybody, Ibibio, Efik, Izon, Ishekiri, everybody is Igbo. Idu, Igoromi itself.
Unless people
Igbo, IGBO, the land of the ancients. Follow me very carefully, please. First of all, people were clamoring, saying, "Oh, I am not Jewish. They are trying to make us turn us to Jews." It's because you're ignorant. The same thing that the white man discovered in Arochukwu and said to your fathers and your forefathers, you are regurgitating and repeating today out of ignorance and irredeemable stupidity and hopelessness.
Plato's analogy.
I feel sorry for some of you. I want you, before you argue blindly as the fool that some of you are, before you try to divulge, before you try to separate, before you try to carve out,
they are seeing the
Biafra land from what I call Hebraic heritage. Please travel to Enugu State. When you travel to Enugu State, I want you to go to a place called Nsude.
It is analogy.
Nsude is in Udi. When you go to that place today, you will see the archaeological findings of, you'll be surprised to know, a British archaeologist. British.
Of humanity.
I said to you, you don't know why Britain chose Enugu as the capital. Some of you are blind, both physically and in the spiritual realm. You cannot see, you are blind. Your stupidity is so enormous that it is burdening you. It is in your brain sitting like a cancer eating you away. Stupidity is what some of you are suffering from. And tonight I will cure all of you of that madness and idiocy.
Jump out of the cave.
The Star of David belongs in the Biafran flag.
Living in the cave.
The Biafran flag that I published
is an analogy.
But that doesn't mean we cannot discuss how debates to degenerate
Realization that there is life outside the
into
cave.
a shouting match.
There is anything other than what they know.
I want, if you claim that we have no connection with Israel, as some of you ignorantly and foolishly do, I ask you please to go to Enugu State, in Sudan. There you will see pyramid. The only other place on this earth you will see such a pyramid is in Egypt. The people that built the pyramid in Egypt, who are they? They're not the slaves.
Oh wow, we come out, look at what we see.
The Israeli slaves,
lots and lots
descendants
and
of Jacob in Israel. So you ask yourself a simple question: if at all your brains are working, if at all they are working, because that was what Britain saw and wrote, which I'll go to later on, to tell you, you have no culture, you have no history, nobody is your relative. Britain wanted to cover up your biblical heritage as a people of the book. That is what they call the Semites, those in the Levant region. The name is not Middle East, it is called Levant, for some of you who do not know. People from the Levant region, not Middle East, Levant. Middle East doesn't mean anything. People, the Semitic tribes of the Levant region, they are called the people of the book.
Understand or to try.
Do you know the meaning of it? People of the book. When Britain came to our land, they wanted to take us away, take our mind away from thinking about who we are, that we are also the people of the book. If you say we are not the people of the book, now can you please answer this very question? What are Egyptian pyramids doing in Enugu State? In Udi. Who built it? The same alignment facing the sun, everything intact, the same way it is in Egypt. Who built it and what for? What are the ancient people doing building pyramids?
The officer is expiring, time to go home.
Not like the type you have that the Incas built. No, this one was built in Igbo land. Pyramid.
It's not a
Any day you ask yourself, where did this pyramid come from? You see that your sawdust brain will begin to clog together to perhaps put one and one together to give you two. It is called reasoning. Reasoning.
I like people ask.
If you're traveling on a narrow path in the village, or maybe you're hungry, and you see avocado pear on the ground, or guava as the case may be, do you know the first thing you will do? You will look around to see if there's any avocado tree around there. If there is none, you will not pick it to eat. Ask anybody who grew up in the village.
You truly deserve to.
When you are going into the forest, into the bush to do whatever errand or assignment you've been given to do, and you're going and you see a fruit on the ground, the first thing you will do, the first thing you're trained to do as a child is to look around to see the tree that very fruit fell from. If you cannot find a nearby tree, that means it's not supposed to be there. Something is wrong. You quietly jump and you pass. These are the advantages of growing up in the village, so you understand. Reasoning in the village is not A, B, C, D. You are taught how to reason. Even by the folklores you're told. Akukombe, they talk about tortoise and fox and all the rest of it. It is so that you can acquire some semblance of reasoning as a child, so that when you see something, you can put things together. You can, because the first thing you do in the village, when you find a fruit that is not supposed to be there, the first thing you do as a child, even as an adult, is to look around to see if there is any tree that bears that fruit. If there is none, do you pick it? No, you don't. You leave it and you continue on your journey. It is not something you learn in school. Simple village common sense. Any day we open our minds just a little bit, just open our minds a little bit to absorb sense and reasoning, that day we will begin to behave and reason like human beings. Let me ask you again, what are those pyramids doing in Enugu? Do you know you have pyramids in Enugu? Some of you, do you know?
You did not know.
Where did it come from? Who are the only people that built such pyramids anywhere in the history of man? It is in Egypt.
Extraordinary rendition was committed.
Did white, I won't say white, did Phoenicians come down to Biafra land, to Enugu, to build pyramid? No, we built it. Our ancestors built it.
How dare you?
Why did they build it to the same dimension as the one you have in Egypt? Is to point you to where you come from. The same thing that I have lectured on this very platform over and over again. Because if you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going. Example is Aguluzi. I keep explaining this and I explain and I'm wondering, are these the type of brains that will inherit Biafra? You go into Biafra and start reasoning like Alamajiri. So you cannot on your own sit down and reason and think things through before you open your gob to utter garbage. Number one assignment, please. For all of you talking rubbish as always, I usually talk crap. Talking nonsense because you're foolish. Go to Enugu and you will see the pyramids. And then whilst you're there, ask yourself, how did these pyramids come to exist here? Who built them? From that day, your stupidity will begin to clear. You'll be amazed. Now, first of all, this evening, I want people to please go and Google. Go to Google, I beg of you. Go to Google, I beg of you, some of you. Go to Google this very evening and you will see Wikipedia and the flag of Nigeria. The flag of Niger area on Wikipedia. Simply go on Google and you type in flag of Nigeria, 1914 to 1960.
Political reality.
Very simple. Something you can do. This information is there for everybody to see. For everybody to see. But you see it, you don't reason. The essence of what we are doing here is situation with your brain. And then your brain will connect with your tongue. So that when you open your mouth to speak, your mouth will be speaking what your brain articulated that your eyes saw.
Does not care about
that is what makes you a human being, or else you're a goat, an animal.
And
you're a chimpanzee. Allow me to repeat. When your eyes see something, as Obasanjo quite said, that your eye will convey that message to your brain. Your brain will now interpret that very message and then send signal to your tongue, your mouth. And once your tongue is ready to speak, your mouth will open and you begin to talk.
Business is nobody's business.
That is how human beings reason and that's how they behave. Now go to that map. Flag of Nigeria. Please publish it. Flag of Nigeria 1914 to 1960. Now listen very carefully, please. And I'm going to read it for all of you so you can follow it very carefully. First of all, once you see this very flag that Britain designed, you ask yourself, what is the Star of David doing on a flag of a people that actually hate Jews? Britain. Britain hated Jews so much that they never wanted Israel to be free. Britain fought on the side of Jordan to destroy Israel in 1948. Some of you don't know that. I'm telling you core history tonight. That the history of British suppression of the people of the book did not start today. Britain were bombs out of Israel. The Israelis used bomb to drive them away. Britain Britain had what was called the Palestine Mandate. Their job was to stop the creation of Israel. Do you know that? Some of you don't read, you don't research. It was the job of Britain. The same mandate that Satan gave to Britain in Biafra, Satan gave Britain the same mandate in Israel. Satan said to Britain, Satan brought Britain and said to Britain, you must sit here, you must give this land to Arabs.
Together to act, agitate.
Are you aware of that? So some of you don't know, but I will teach you
rights
this evening. Now we read. The flag of Nigeria between 1914 and 1960 was a British blue ensign. British designed it with a green Star of David, green, to signify the fertile lands of Biafra. They say that our FM is now working in the land of Biafra. The criminals who we are holding on to it, they have allowed it to go.
You don't want to listen to this.
Now listen, I will repeat.
You think
the flag of Nigeria between 1914 and 1960 was a British blue ensign with a green Star of David. Now, is Britain a Jewish state? Now, I'm just asking the idiots. Is Britain a Jewish state? If the answer is no, then ask yourself, what are British people? It's off again. They said it's off again. It comes and it goes. They're playing with it. But we must continue. All this. People should go to the app, please. The app is working very well. People should go to the app. What I have given people asking foolish questions. Your number one assignment is I'm trying to weave a web here for you. Your number one assignment is to perform a pilgrimage. Please go to Nsude, go to Udi, and go and look at the pyramids that our ancestors built. And then ask yourself, where? I ask you again, where? Do you have such pyramids? It's in Egypt. So now the next question is, did the Egyptians come to Enugu State to come and build pyramid? Now you are going to answer that question, not me. That's number one. I want to establish what I call biblical link between Biafra and Israel. Biblical, that your two naked eyes can see. Although some of you are with your foolish brain, you cannot reason, at least your two eyes can see. Go to Enugu, you will see it. That was part of the reason why Enugu was chosen. The other one I will not tell you, because you cannot comprehend it. You can't understand it. Ask yourself, what is the Star of David doing? Are British people, are they Jewish? Are they from Israel? But Britain put this very star there. Where did you find the star? That is a very simple question. Britain, where did you get this Star of David that you put on this Nigerian flag? Mind you that Nigeria contains the south and the north, encompassing the whole of Biafra. Now listen very carefully.
Why?
It was later changed to St. Edward's Carnatic with the white word Nigeria under it as a red disc. It was adopted by the colony and protectorate of Nigeria following the amalgamation of the South and the Northern Protectorate. Are you following very carefully? The colonial flag of the zoo was adopted in 1914 following the amalgamation of Southern and Northern Nigeria. It was first suggested by the first Governor General of Nigeria, Sir Frederick Lugard. So Lugard knew where we came from, but they said we have no history. And please, tonight you must pay attention. Listen, open your ears and listen. Write anything that is confusing, you write it down. Go back later on to go and interrogate it. You find the answers to it. It was adopted by the colonies. Lugard started the whole thing.
Nobody's scared.
They asked Lugard, why did you do this? He said it's a symbol of the unification of Nigeria because of the seal of Solomon, which was associated with the native Igbo Jews. Lugard said, Igbo Jews, Lugard.
I realized those.
I pledge to Nigeria, my country. I'm a proud Nigerian. The person that created you a nigger said the reason why I am putting the seal of Solomon or Star of David, as they call it, on this flag here of British colonial Nigeria is because this particular star, according to a white man before 1914, but unveiled in 1914, when some of you have not been born, some of you, even the Alamajri that impregnated some of you, your mothers, during the war, have not been born by them.
Keep on, during the fundraising.
Are you listening very carefully? I want to open your skull so you can reason. Because when it comes to education and research, I don't think that apart from Princeton Library in the USA, I don't think anybody can compete with us. To be honest with you, I don't think they can. I'm not being arrogant. I don't think you can. Some of you are not educated enough to stand and to debate. You're not learned. And we're not learned. How can you reason properly? I hope you're following. Ask yourself this question. Why would a white man who is not Jewish, a white man who is not circumcised, what is he doing with the Star of David? And some of you are so foolish. You don't know that this very Igbo Jewish Star of David on the flag was done in 1914. Israel only adopted this Star of David in 1948. Are some of you brain 1914, 1948? Which one is older? Who is copying who? I don't know if their brains are now beginning to open up a little bit. Who is copying who, I ask you?
In Nigeria.
1914. A white man, Britain of all people, that hates the people of the book so much. Their job is to stop. I have proven it to you now that the job of Britain is to stop the light of God from shining on this very earth.
People who are not
the same thing they did. Ask Britain, did you go to Israel to stop Israel from emerging or not? Britain, who had the Palestine mandate after the Second World War? Britain, did you vote for Israel to stand?
Actively engaging
or not?
Life.
The answer is no. Britain, was it not British officer class that fought on the side of Jordan to decimate and destroy Israel?
You're more successful than us.
1948. Did it work?
That's why
1967 they came again. The
Yom
Kippur.
Really, America.
Have you forgotten? No, we don't forget because our library is always open. And this night we are educating people. Including education. Because people are daft. And the reason why I spend time because I don't want our people to be like zoo animals, Nigerians, who don't reason, people who cannot reason. It doesn't matter how opposed I am to an idea. This is one thing about black people. I may be opposed ideologically to an idea. But once you begin to lecture me and tutor me and I see sense in what you're saying, I follow you.
How do we improve our society?
The thing about black people is, I don't want to sound as if I've considered. So because I'm going to keep arguing blindly. That's why people fight in Biafra. You don't know that.
So science, technology.
Now listen again, very carefully. I hasten to add.
How do we prove
very carefully? It was a white man, the white man that created the zoo that some of you are dying for today. Frederick Lugard.
That's it.
Then he was not a lord, he was a Sir Frederick Lugard. He said, this is the seal of Solomon. Why did you put the Star of David on the British flag of Nigeria? Because it is associated with the native Igbo Jews. Before you were born, before your parents were born, before their own parents were born, these things were there. This star was there. Before Israel was created, this star was there. So when you come out, you talk rubbish. He said, we are copying Israel. But you are a fool because you have no brain. Ours was in 1914. Israel was instituted again through the grace of God in 1948. 1914, of course, some of you are very daft. 1914, 1948. Which one is older? It's not 1914. What happened in 1914? Lugard set up a flag. They asked him, why did you put Star of David there? He said, because it is associated with Igbos because they are Jews. But the same Britain wrote later on, you have no culture. These are people that built pyramids. People that started writing Ijagam, Nsibidi, before Britain knew what famine was.
Somewhere,
are you following?
Themselves up trying to find
school. You think that going to school and having a certificate means you have common sense? Is that what some of you think? Because you can, maybe some of you read James Hadley Chase or you read some Robert Ludlum novels, and you grew up maybe to stitch one or two sentences together. Because of that, you see yourself as an intellectual.
Through Skype,
you're a born fool. You know nothing.
And lots and
if you think that talking all this rubbish will make us to run away from our heritage, God will punish all of you. You want to infect us with your useless, zoo ignorance. It can never work.
Media. Everybody
mad, daft people everywhere. Now listen very carefully. The Star of David had already been in use in Nigeria during the British rule because of the Igbo Jews who were featured on the coins of the British West Africa pound.
He was wasting his time, but he didn't know. And the fact he
this was confirmed in 1917. 1970 was confirmed. The discovery of a bronze Star of David in Aguleri in 1917. 1917.
Get in there and you
1917 and Israel was in 1948. The seal was uncovered in Aguleri in 1917.
Feeling you letting your emotion to lead.
You want me to? That was how Janjaweed made you useless. A very
useful thinking.
Today, all you do is open shop. You sell spare parts. You doing chemistry. All that rubbish. You are inventors, you're creators. You are manufacturers, you're not retailers. Because of the nonsense. It was a trade everywhere. You accepted that garbage.
To change. I say this every time.
When you are manufacturers and inventors,
they think we need the change is so big.
You answer whatever name they give to you, not here. This is IPOB. We are Radio Biafra. We don't assume any identity from any idiot. We dig and we dig and we dig, and we uncover who we are.
Right, it's making our place.
Then we unleash it on the whole world.
Obviously about Biafra, getting self-determination
everywhere.
Building our people.
1917 Aguleri. The crest on the flag was also used on the flag of the Governor General of the Zoo. They were so enchanted with it. What are Igbo people doing with Star of David, Seal of Solomon? What for? What for? That was when Satan gave them message: destroy them, destroy them, destroy them, and they are still doing it till today. But you have no brain. That is why you know nothing. Your brains are empty.
Dramas and comedies and jokes. There's a lot of them.
Who built the pyramids of Egypt? Your ancestors did. After building it, they came back. When they migrated and they came into our land, they did not just stop there. They went to Udi and built the same pyramid. They built the same thing.
Ridiculous shows. At the end of the day,
the flag was not accepted. Why was it not accepted? The same thing. That is anybody who rejects this flag, who rejects this star on our flag, tonight I'm going to prove to you that they have Fulani blood in them.
processes.
There is Fulani blood in them.
It's gone through, or she's gone
I'm
through.
going to prove it
tonight.
tonight.
I would like to help.
Anybody, believe anybody, once you see that flag, you see the star, and something tells you, oh, reject it. Believe you me, there is Fulani blood in your family. Go and investigate it.
The hypothesis.
I want to prove it to you. Why am I saying what I'm saying?
Medical findings.
Because when this flag was floated, the same thing some of you are doing today, the same thing some of you Fulani descendants with Igbo names are doing today and Biafran names, the same rubbish some of you exhibited yesterday and today. You'll be shocked. Fulani did the same thing when this flag was launched. Some native Nigerians, even including Fela and Nicola Kokuti, refused to salute the flag despite it being mandated in schools. In 1956, some Nigerian Muslims, that is to tell you that anybody against this flag or there is Islamic blood in your family. In 1956, some Nigerian Muslims burnt the Nigerian blue ensign at Mecca in Saudi Arabia because of the Jewish Star of David on it. Does that sound familiar? The same thing that some of you are doing. You say something you reject. It is that Satan in you. Once you see that star, the devil in you begins to unravel. The Satan in you begins to rise up to reject something you don't even know. Instead of you to say, oh, please teach me. I don't know. Why is it there? Say, oh, I reject it. It is Israel was, the new Israel was founded in 1948. Our star was recognized in 1914, 1917. Which one is older? Who copied from who?
Center in your room. Take one of the problems that our people have. Find the solution.
The black people who cannot do this UG.
Finding the solution.
Muslims burnt this flag in Mecca because of our star in it. They didn't give a damn. They just saw it as the Star of David. They said, no, we reject it. It is Jewish. We are going to. No, they burnt the flag.
Grandparents. They seem to have.
You had intellectuals then, Nnamdi Azikiwe, all the big brains you had fighting. That is the thing. I want you people to understand that what has happened in the past is now happening again. The same stupidity and the idiocy of Azikiwe, the same foolishness. When they burnt this flag in 1959.
The science field.
Do you know that Azikiwe never complained? He never said, you must add it, it's my symbol, you must add it. The same thing some of you are doing today. Oh, remove it, it doesn't matter. The same, and Azikiwe, in fact, I'm sure the father is from Zungeru.
Do not help us.
He doesn't have pure Igbo blood in him.
The result of it. So
and I will use Igbo. Every time it's like an Igbo thing. They always say Igbo. Tonight again, I'm going to prove it to you. All of us are Igbo. Everybody. From Igodomigoro to Bakassi to Ambazonia, Igbo. IGBO. If you don't like it, go and drink poison. If you don't like it, go and hang yourselves. Your ignorance is why you are in the state you're in today. And I am not sitting down here to tolerate or condone your ignorance. I cannot. Other people meant to sound politically correct. I don't believe in your useless political correctness. It is garbage to me. I'll prove it to you again tonight.
We found ourselves in Nigeria. Then we have to do things.
If you're against this flag, it means you have Fulani blood in you. Look at the flag, very clear. So you think that Britain can just come and put star just from nowhere? Just this is a Nigerian flag, just a star. Is that what you think?
Problems that we have.
Is that what you think? I'm asking you. So Britain will just wake up and you think Britain, you think white people are as useless as black people in Africa? You just see something, you just add without meaning. Britain came, did their research. They said this flag is to unify everybody. And that unification meant
the land of the rising
that is very unique. Unique to the people that they refer to as an intelligent race.
We need to do things differently.
The Igbo people, intelligent. That's what Britain said.
Finding
and added this seal. Britain was confused. They said, oh my goodness, does it mean that these people are actually Jews? Okay, anyway, since they are, let's brush them off. Let's not recognize them. And some of you, your fathers and your grandfathers grew up in that ignorance till today. Do you know I stay in Israel most of the time? Do you know in Israel they do sacrifice of chicken or cocoa? Are you aware of that?
On importation.
Do you know that? Do you know that when, in fact, Darlington and Somto look for that very video of when the Onowu of Owerri, the Prime Minister
China doesn't
of Owerri,
manufactures nothing. Even America.
I went to his house. Before I entered his gate, he brought out a live chicken. Used it to bless me. He was libating and chanting, praying with a live chicken. Some of you will say it's fetish. But the people that documented the Torah and gave it to us, that's what they do. Do you know that in Israel, they go into the bush? Do you know in Israel, they will go into the bush, they will go to a tree and they'll be talking and praying. Are you aware of that? I didn't want to tell you that before. I saw it with my 2 eyes.
Nigerian movies.
They go into the bush to go and pray. The same thing our ancestors were doing. Going into the bush and going under a tree and doing something.
Nothing makes sense.
The same chicken, you see chicken, okoko, to slaughter and spread the blood everywhere. I saw it happening in Israel today.
Our reality, you see that we have a problem.
Do you see what ignorance does to people? Once you close your mind, ignorance builds a cage around you.
Your land we need in future.
Now listen very carefully to this. What I have to tell you.
Brains of my children, so that they can find.
The reason why the star is there is because that star is indigenous to Nigeria.
India as a country
when the British came. The British marched the north and the south and they said, let's bring something from the south. And you people should be very proud. That star is the only thing that is indigenous on the British flag until 1959. The only thing that's indigenous is our star from our land. Telling you once again that we are ancient people, that we own the land that we inhabit.
Make money.
No other one. You cannot see the horns of Alamajiri cattle. It's not there. Nothing else is there. There is no bronze works. Nothing.
And therefore, we have a problem.
Nothing.
Who can solve the problem?
Nothing is there. The only thing the British recognized was a star taken from Igbo land. Nothing else from anybody else. Does that tell you something? Does that tell you anything at all?
Take a particular problem of your people. Research about your health. Research about
ignorance is a disease. And this evening I'm curing you, sweeping away all that cobweb from your janjaweed infected brain.
Those of us that passionately want
the star or the seal of Solomon is the only thing on British colonial flag that is indigenous to the area they colonized, and they got it from Aguleri. Nobody else, nothing from anybody, no other tribe, no other ethnicity, no other person. When I say they say he's being very proud, why won't I be proud? I am blessed from heaven. Why won't I be proud? And sometimes even arrogant about it. The child of God.
Are you here?
That even Britain came and they recognized it. They said, "Here,
have a problem joining us."
Is a settlement of the children of the Most High.
Please.
Let us. Why didn't they reject it? Because they couldn't. Do you know what was happening then? Elohim, God in heaven, was pointing us back to who we are. That is the only God. No other God apart from Him. There is none. Why do you think we are doing well? Because there is no other God apart from Chukwukika. Only one God, indivisible. Out of everything, there were bronze works, some fine works of wood, some in even terracotta. Everything was there. The only thing the white man picked up to put on his flag was something that was found in Igbo land. What does that tell you?
Wherever you're listening from, especially those in Biafra land.
Oh my goodness. We must continue.
So far.
We need to continue.
The whole idea is that,
and then they said something about
bring the message.
You know, we are a job. Yeah, Niger. Hi, disease. We are Niger Delta. We are not part of this Biafra. Igbo people. Make una go.
You don't get tired.
I'm not saying everybody says that. I'm just trying to correct them. And I want to speedily go. Who are the Izon people? They say they inhabit the Niger Delta area of the zoo.
Out here,
I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested. Just keep going down. Google it. Who are the Ijo people? I want to prove to everybody that we are one. Everybody that we are one. You know, sometimes ignorance and idiocy will not allow us. But please Google it and keep scrolling. Keep scrolling and keep scrolling and keep reading and keep reading and keep reading and keep reading.
Emasculation
until you get to the part which I now want to be published, please. Can you please publish that very part? What does that part say about the Izon people? Please put it on my page. Put it up, please, on my page.
Global stage. So, but we will
who are the Izon people? Who are there? Who are there? Who are they? Who are they? Who are the people?
We cannot fold our hands. I've said this.
Who are they related to?
That if you want,
who are their brothers and their sisters? Who are they related to? After a white man must have finished putting their entry, they now said, related. What is the meaning of a relative? Who is your uncle? Isn't it your relative? Who is your sister? Your relative. Your brother is your relative. Even your child is your relative. You are related. And then you claim you know English language, but you know nothing related. In this same entry on Izon,
must be on there.
Who are your brothers, more or less?
I said,
who are you related to?
Like I said before,
they did not. I didn't see anything here. They said Ekpeye people.
It doesn't work.
Ibibio, Ogoni, Isoko, Igbo, Eleme. These are their relatives. Igbo is there. Do you know the funniest thing?
Ask yourself, what am I doing practically?
You see here, there is no ethic.
There are people who are sabotaging.
You see here, there is no Igede. There is no, I want to prove to you that we are all Igbo. That's where I'm going to now, to prove it to you, with you, if you have any brain. Now, in this entry here, which is now on my page, I believe,
in diaspora,
who are related to Izon people? Ekpeye, Ibibio, Ogoni, Isoko, Igbo, Eleme, Igbo, IGBO, Igbo,
my finance and my
are relatives of
you have to
Ijo people. It's there now. It's not. I didn't write it. It's here in black and white.
In the morning praying, he does not work. Prayer does not work.
Do you know the funniest thing? If you Google Ibibio, you will see Igbo in it.
If my father,
you Google Efiko, Igbo is there. Google Igede, Igbo is there as a relative. You Google Idoma, Igbo is there. Google Egala, Igbo is there. Are we going to go to Goromigo?
Last week, and then
is Igbo not there?
I reached out.
Igbo is the only ethnicity you will find in the description of all the people that make up Biafra. Everybody is related to Igbo. Everybody.
Right.
Now, in this entry here, they never said that Izon, that is Ijon, is related to Efik or Idoma. Therefore, that Igbo is that chain, that chain that links everybody together, that brings everybody together to one family. Everybody is Igbo. Everybody. Who are you related to? Izon, Igbo. Igede, who are you related to? Igbo. Idoma, who are you related to? I'm not telling you myself. I said, go and Google, go and do your research. Igbo. How about Igala?
Igbo. Blinking. And then wait for 2
How
weeks.
How about who do I say? Of course, Anyoma is Igbo. I'm not even going to say Anyoma.
You need to put it down.
Who are you related to? If you trace your history, who? Isoko, Urobo. Go and look at your history.
You need to do it.
Igbo is there. For everybody, Igbo is the link that binds everybody together.
We can
so when we talk about Igbo, we're talking about ourselves. Let us be very serious for goodness sake. We know what we are doing because we are learned.
And praying does not work. Doesn't work for me.
We are learned. When they discovered, they now said, "Hey, these people are very smart." Any man, ask yourself this question. People say, "Oh, wait, this time of David is they're trying to bring Judaism." I'm not. People are daft to the core.
And I
will ask you now, go back to your village, because some of you were born under Ojuelegba Bridge, so you don't know nothing. Go back to your village and ask them,
if something is troubling us,
why are we circumcised on the 8th day after we are born as a male child? Nobody can tell you. That same 8th day circumcision is also in the Bible.
I don't know how much you can emphasize on these things. You must realize that
from the Levant, they will tell you they don't know. It's an instruction from God. It's in the scriptures. You must circumcise your male child on the 8th day after they are born. Is that true or false?
You know, because
is that true or false? I'm asking.
People are
now. Britain doesn't circumcise on the 8th. Germans don't. The Americans don't. Nobody else does.
It's going to scuttle their chance at winning.
Only the Jews.
You know. So now
can circumcise on the 8th day.
Went into their
and where in the world do people circumcise on the 8th day after a male child is born? So only in Israel and in Biafra land.
We have to, those of you that understand this
and you say you're not related. People are daft, you know.
Something
if they are, can you show me where else on this earth?
There are people who are playing.
Where people, their male child is circumcised on the 8th day. Please show me that. Where else? So it just is a coincidence, yes?
What are you doing?
You travel all the way from the Holy Land, all the way, see, all the way from there. You cross everywhere, Sudan, Niger, everywhere. You get into Mali, you cross all this, you come into you're not even the western part.
Something has to happen. You know, sometimes you
came to the forest of the east, where the sun rises from the center of the earth. Zero latitude, zero longitude. The very center of creation itself.
That will assist all.
And there are people who are circumcising on the 8th day. And you cannot ask, instead of you to be arguing like a blind bat, you cannot do your own simple reason and say, but why? That is what should be guiding. Anytime you want to turn into an efulefu, you just use the question why. Why did they do this? Why did they do that? Start with why, and then believe me, by the time you're done, you'll acquire some sense.
In Germany, by the
any man from the east. When do you circumcise? Is it not on the 8th day?
Global.
Izon, when do you circumcise? 8th day. A gala, when do you circumcise? 8th day. Hefi, when do you circumcise? 8th day. Kalabari, when do you circumcise a boy on the 8th day? Idoma, when do you circumcise on the 8th day? Igbo, when do you circumcise on the 8th day? Then, who are you?
Across the world for 1 week.
Do you know what circumcision?
Something that we need to do.
Covenant between God and Abraham. Covenant.
We need that.
Covenant.
Something has
forever
to
and ever.
Happen. For those in Biafra land,
you will have a child and you circumcise that child on the 8th day. Forever and ever. So why do some of you think all male Biafrans? Why do you think you are circumcised on the 8th day? Why not the 9th day? Or after 1 week or 1 year. Now, let me now give you. Let me wrap it up for you.
I don't know how else I'm going to say.
I talked about the Willings report of 1958. Go back to it.
I cannot stop what I am doing.
It's on my page. Go back to it. Let us read.
A good number of people abroad doesn't want to come forward. I cannot
There is paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. I want us to go to paragraph 4. This is the Willings report which people base their Niger Delta rubbish on. This is the Willings report that gives impetus to stupid groups like PANDEV.
You're not expecting
Pan Niger Delta garbage. I call it garbage. Go to number 4. You know, this thing has been on my page. That is what I said about black people. Your eyes see something, but your brain cannot process the information.
You know, making sure that you understand
that has been hidden. Somebody is saying that my page has been hidden from public eye. Only your followers can now find your page. That's what they're doing. But people are finding their way. After all, I don't want to say what I'm saying. I don't misunderstand me. If people are seeking the truth, then they will find us. Just go and preach the gospel. Share the page.
So we must be facing reality.
I told you what Britain did in Israel. They're doing it now. Suppress the truth. That is what Zuckerberg is doing. Suppress, use Facebook. Suppress the truth. Not coming, but Israel stood. And still standing till today. And so will Biafra. Very shortly. Now listen. Go to paragraph 4 of a report written by a white man. All these people.
Another dimension to
all these fools, Niger Delta, I call them idiots because they can't reason. Once you say in Niger Delta, I know you're a fool. I know you're a complete idiot. You cannot reason. I cannot see you as an intellectual. I will not see you as somebody who is enlightened. If you come out and you describe yourself as Niger Delta, that means you're a fool. And let me tell you why. From a white man.
that are happening around us. That
now,
idea,
everything about we are not Igbo, we are Nika Delta is based on this report by a white man, but they have not read it.
Religion
They have not. Go to paragraph number 4, and I'll read. The Rivers Province, according to a white man, includes 2 divisions of Brass and Degema, both overwhelmingly Ejo and the Ogoni division.
Doesn't happen anywhere.
The former Rivers division also includes 300,000 Igbos, of whom 250,000 are in Ahoda division. Ahoda, Igbo, according to a white man. And 45,000
you consider as your enemy. Look at all of them.
Now, listen. Port Harcourt, which is Iguacha, of course, is a town of recent growth and of rapidly increasing importance. It is built on land. Listen, Iguacha, Port Harcourt, Niger Delta, Kondara. You people are fools. This is a report by a white man. I'm so upset, I'm telling you. People are idiots. You have no brain. You cannot read. Please copy out this paragraph 4 of Willing Commission report. It's on my page, and distribute it in every useless forum that bears the name Niger Delta. Mad people everywhere.
Understands this goal.
Now listen.
Where we're going, and make sure that
Port Harcourt, Iguacha, is a town of recent growth and of rapidly increasing importance.
You must recognize
that belonged originally to an outlying branch of the Igbo tribe. Iguacha belongs to Igbo, according to a white man. People are wondering why UAE recognized Israel and why Saudi Arabia and all the rest of them will follow suit. Because even in the Quran, people who claim they're fighting Israel because of Islam, even in the Quran, God said, I have given this land to the house of Jacob. It's in the Quran.
Because you're dealing with
it's in the Quran.
There are vast
it's in the Quran. All of them were somewhere. People talk rubbish. Don't know. It's in the Quran that land belongs to Israel.
And for you to
enlightened Islamic clerics have come out to say this on YouTube, is everywhere.
There is no.
And tonight I'm telling you from a white man. This was the white man on whose report they are basing the whole South Niger Delta rubbish. It's based on, and this man said that Iguacha Port Harcourt belonged originally to an outlying branch of the Igbo tribe, the Diobus, which is Ikwere, of course, but is largely inhabited by the Igbos from the interior who have come to trade or seek employment.
And then begin to.
Do you see how white man reasons?
Begin to think at a certain level.
This is how they reason.
You know, to understand
the land belongs to Igbo.
Understanding the mission and the vision.
It's not just like somebody going to Onitsha to go and leave.
Because if you understand,
you're from Nnewi, you go to Onitsha. Is that a crime? But the way the white man wrote it, you would think it is a crime for Igbos in fact, you know how miraculous God is.
And then they give them money. They start talking.
That is the only place where you find the name Obi Igbo. The heart of Igbo.
You ask them, and then they
is there.
You, oh, we have a prize.
That's why I would like us to saying Igbo should be the capital. I'm saying no, should be Iguacha.
All over the place, and they're
talking
about how white people treat
them. Oyibo, Oyiribo, Odikibo, talking rubbish.
All you black people.
The name is Obibo. Is that white man said, who owns the land? I'll go back again. According to Willington, white man, the report upon which the whole South Niger Delta garbage is based upon said the land belonged to Igbo tribe. The Ikwere is. So a white man knows the Ikwere Diobu, that they are Igbo people. But the person himself doesn't know.
That's how it needs to be. These people don't have, none of them have Christian.
Now listen,
Christian minds.
The strip of the south of
running around until you understand the same mindset that was used in colonizing. You can never break away. You must understand it. The only love you have is your land. That's the only love. That's the only love you should have. Your land and those who love it. Because if anybody loves your land, then the person automatically falls under the love that you have. That's the only love. Every other thing has to be business. Every other thing has to be business. If you want to fail at every level, go and be showing love to those who hate you. Go and be showing love to them. If you just don't want to exist, if you just don't want to, sustain your lineage into the future, go and be loving whoever that hates you. You must understand how this world operates. The world operates between two forces. The good forces and the white forces. These are the two forces that exist in the world. You must recognize it. If you don't understand that what is happening, you will continue to be played by the system or by the wherever you find yourself, but until you discover what is going on and then begin to think at that level, you would never break through from these very metrics. So we encourage every one of you. The mindset is key. The theme of my message today is mindset. There is a mindset that is required for freedom. Mindset. You must develop that mindset if you want to, because you don't know who you're dealing with. Our leader once said that some of you don't understand the amount of enemy that we have. Our freedom is not the type of freedom that they had in South Africa, or the one that was gotten in South Sudan. When you look at the number of people that died, you see 300,000 people. Tell you true, it's not. There is a mindset that is required. That mindset is necessary. Until you get to that level. That mindset does not fear death. I want to highlight it very well. You cannot be scared of dying. The best news of my life is that I am dead. That's the best news of my life. That is the mindset. Life and death, they are both the same thing. They are the same thing. When you go to sleep, you don't know if you're alive or dead. That is what being dead is like. When you go to sleep, when you don't remember nothing. That's how it is. You need that mindset to be able to confront any idiot. So if you continue to play, I'm not praying for me to be alive, for Biafra to come. I'm not praying. Why would I? If there are things that needs to be done. You're telling me about what happens to the rest of the other people. If I don't wake up the next morning, don't know what will happen, I'll stop complaining about your plight. I'll go and rest. It means that you're not serious. I'll go and rest. You won't hear about me anymore. But as long as I wake up every morning, this job has to be done. That is the mindset. You people keep running around looking for 2-story you're going to build. These are vanity. If people can't have decency of life, people just can't. The majority of people can't have decency. What's the point? What is the point? I ask you. For those of them who are wishing that those Igbo people abroad, all over the place in Australia, who are wishing that when our leader was pronounced free, who are wishing, I told them that you guys, you don't know what you're wishing. You think that if anything happens to our leader, that land will enter anybody. That land will be laid to waste. They have no idea. So what I am saying today is that you need a certain mindset in this struggle. There is a mindset that is required, and you have to develop it. Unless you're not serious, you stop wishing the life and death. These are two forces of two equal forces. They are the same thing. Stop wishing the other and wishing away the other. You did not beg to be here. You have been born. You have to do what is right here. As long as you are here, that is what is necessary. That is the mindset. Do you think those who go to the moon to plant satellite on the moon, do you think they think like you? Do you think they think like you? Those who plant satellite on the moon, do you think they think like you? The first person died, and then the second person is gearing up to go. That is the mindset. It needs to be done. It has to be done. That's how it is. If you don't develop the mindset, forget, your wish is not going to take you anywhere. In my life, in my career, in everything that I've achieved in life, it comes with an action, and it comes with a mindset. I lead an army of engineers in the field. It needs a mindset. If I'm thinking like a black African, it cannot work. I can't get to that point. That is how it works. There is a mindset to everything. You must recognize what sort of mindset is required for you to be able to get to this position. That's why an African travels abroad. He's looking at everything that is developed, everything that is working in a developed society. He doesn't know that there is an amount of discipline that goes into that society. That is why you see them, they are playing up and down, joking. Any small thing, they go on, they listen, they go and watch people skit and laugh. They are laughing. Hey, they don't understand what is going on. There is a mindset that is required in this struggle. It is very, very important. Mindset is key. It is where the battle is fought in your mind. Once you can develop that mindset, nothing can be an obstacle in front of you. Nothing. You begin to see the same thing. Once you see your enemy, the same mindset. You never allow them to come close. It is a mindset. You must abandon all the religious mindset. Religious mindset is there to turn you into cowards, into wretched cowards. You'll be waiting. Somebody, you have to turn away from that. You need to begin to face reality. Reality is your brain and resources. That is your brain. That is your reality. Your brain and the resources available to you. That is facing reality. That's how it works everywhere around the world. No Allah is coming to save anybody, and none of his counterparts in the other side of the religion, in Hindu, wherever, in whichever one it is coming to save anybody. It is a mindset, and once you develop that mindset, no obstacle, nothing becomes an obstacle. You see it. Everything will be clear. Everything will be clear. What needs to be done. If something needs to be done now, you go and do it. You see that thing will get out of the way. That's how it works. It's a mindset. So at this point, I'll draw the curtain. I'll let one other comrade take you through the rest of the things I will need to discuss. Thank you.
Hey, Mazi, I would have loved you to continue, bro, because that's really powerful. There's nobody is coming to save us. I don't know why people don't get this. And we haven't said that enough. I think we need to keep on saying that. Because I want you to, we're living in this life as if we're waiting for somebody to come and guide us and take us to where we want to be. Nobody would come to do that for you. Not a spiritual person, not a real human being will be. So stop being delusional and face the reality. So that was powerful, Mazi. Thank you for a wonderful contribution. And now I would go back to Mazi Iyke to see if you can join us.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you for the opportunity, and thanks, Mazi Iyke, for the explosive rendition you've given to us.
Yeah, Mazi, a little bit of interruption. To just bear in mind that we have just 10 minutes to go on the program, so you can round it up.
Okay, that's good. I'll be concise in my submission tonight. Thank you, Biafrans. I'll use this opportunity to tell us that the life we live today is the making of the works of other people. And when we don't contribute to our humanity, then nature and posterity will have nothing to thank us for. Just like my colleagues have said before, life continues through the concerted effort of people who's gone before. Let's use an example of the food we eat today. Ofe egusi, ofe onugbu, akpụ, KCMia, and everything that we have as a culture was given to us by people who told to know this is fit for food and this is how to prepare it to make it edible. I tell you today, there are ways that you will prepare cassava and it will become poison. It will be poisonous. There are ways that you eat yam and you get sick. So people sat down, thought about this process, refined it, tested it, and bequeathed the process to the generation next. And that is why it has transcended time and gotten to us today. So, my question to every person listening to us today is, what are you bequeathing to the future? What is your contribution to the future? Today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. I want to remind each and every one of us that he is working not just for the freedom of his people at this point in time, but for the freedom of his people in years and years to come. The same way that today we remember Ojukwu, we remember people that suffered during the war. The same way we are going to remember IPOB in 100 years to come. The generation at that time will be talking the story. They will be reading it in books. They will be uh, acting it in movies. They will cherish the sacrifice. The question is, what are you doing today for you to be remembered tomorrow? What is your contribution? Have you contributed anything to this struggle? Have you contributed in mind, in actions? Have you contributed financially? Have you contributed as a human to the life of the generations that are to come? This is the question that men ask themselves. In battle, in warfare, people don't go to war because they like blood, because they like dying. They go to war because they know that the preservation of life is an action by one for others. So today, the preservation of the identity of an Igbo man, of a Biafran, of an Efik, of Ibibio people, of Ejo people, of Urobo people, of Anang people, the preservation of these people will stem from the actions that we dole out to the generation now. The stupidity of man is to think that your enemy is not doing anything, that your enemy or your opponent or your colleague, just like a footballer, and you have a match to play, and you believe, oh, they are not training. Oh, yes, they are not doing anything. Oh, yes, yeah, it's okay. That is what you are doing if you do not get hands on in this struggle. It means that the preservation of your tribe, the preservation of the life you have today is not important. As they say in the Bible, while men slept, the enemy sowed tares. That is exactly what's happening today in the zoo. If you are a Biafran and you are sleeping, if you are a Biafran and you are waiting for things to work out right, without you making an effort to make it right, it will never happen. I was in a conversation with someone and they said, listen very carefully, because this line is the idea, the predisposition of 99.9% of Nigerians today. And this is why we do not get any result. This person said to me, there is nothing working in this country. There is no hope in this country. I was patiently waiting. I'm just dissatisfied. I don't understand anything anymore. I'm just waiting for Jesus to come so that this whole thing will stop. And I laughed. I laughed because I know, I understand that Jesus, waiting for Jesus to come, will not solve the problem. Rather, you are making the bed for the enemy. You are preparing the ground, watering the ground for the enemy to plant their seeds. What are you supposed to do? You are supposed to make things right. It is happier for a man to die fighting than killed with his hands tied. You see? And I cannot blame you. But the question itself is, what ourselves, because no other will do it for us. We will do it. And thank you, our listeners, for being with us on this journey tonight. Thank you, the contributors, for the time and the effort to talk to our people. Our people say, Nantena Nuefe, Aralo Kanketezi. Those that have ears, let them listen and hear and do what they are asked to do, because that is what will bring the prosperity that we need as a nation on our journey to this freedom, the freedom of Biafra. Thank you very much, Mazi.
Thank
And
you.
may God bless you.
All right. Thank you so much. Oh boy. Thank you so much for the contribution. And Australians next week we come again. It might not be as short as this. Unfortunately, I had to go because I couldn't get Mazi to host you guys. But welcome to the program next week. From here, from me, it's goodbye. We'll see you again, hopefully. And for you listeners, please stay tuned. Don't go away because Mazi Alozie is coming in next. From me, from here. But welcome to the program next week. From here, from me, it's goodbye. We'll see you again, hopefully. And for you listeners, please stay tuned. Don't go away because Mazi Alozie is coming in next. From me, from here.
lacha. Chukwu okike abịa ama onye jiri mmiri siri ike kpọọ aja were aja siri ike kpọọ mmadụ. Asị m na taata bụ ụbọchị eke n'ala Igbo. Asị m na eke ga-eketara Nnamdi Kanu ndụ. Eke ga-eketara ya nwere onwe. Oke ga-eketara ya ndụ. Oke ga-eketara ya Biafra. Oke ga-eketara ya nwere onwe. Oke ga-ekegburu ya ndị iro, kegburu ya ajọ mmadụ na ajọ mmụọ. Asị m na mbọsị ọ ga-apụta Ekwensu ga-anọ n'ụra, ndị ilo ya ga-anọ n'ụra. Ọ kwara ekwe osu. Asị m gịnị bụ Ekwensu? Asị m na mbọsị ọ ga-apụta ya bụ ndị iro ga-anọ n'ụra. Ọha bụ ndị ọha ma bụ Ekwensu. Asị m na ha ncha ga-anọ n'ụra. Na Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta n'ike na ebube. Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta n'ike na ebube. Asị m na ọnụ kwụrụ njọ n'isi ya ga-atụgharịkwọ mma. Asị m obodo igbu Nnamdi Kanu bụ onwe ya. Onye si na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị adị ndụ, onye a ga-eji anasịrị mmiri. Onye si na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị apụta, onye a ga-eji anasịrị mmiri. Ọnụ niile kpọrọ ogiri ọnụ ga-akọrọ ogiri lacha. Osisi abụrụ oturu ga-emeche wee kwere. Onye si na Nnamdi Kanu agaghị apụta, asị m na ọnụ ahụ iji wee kwuo ya dịka ejikwa ya wee kwugharịa mma n'isi ya. Asị m na ebe onye ahụ na-atụ maazị Nnamdi Kanu aka, asị m aka gị ga-akpọnwụ. Osisi ahụ fụrụ Nnamdi Kanu wee tọọ nkwe, asị m ikuku futuo gị. Anya ọbụla fụrụ Nnamdi Kanu kwawa akwa alị, asị m alịrị akọrọ ya n'anya. Onye fụrụ Nnamdi Kanu cheta ihe gburu onwe ya, ihe gburu onwe ya gbuo ya, maka na ọ bụrụ ya gburu nwa gị. Chukwu okike abịa ama, asị m na mberede nyiri dike mberede ka o ji amawa dike. Asị m na okirikiri ka a na-agba ukwu ose, ọ dadị ukwu ose elu. Na okirikiri ka ndị iro ga-agba Nnamdi Kanu mana ha ama mkpata ya aka. Ọ sị na nkirikiri ka ọ na-ekiri odido jiri odido enyi ozu. Na ọkwanụ nkirikiri ka ndị iro ga na-ekiri ya mana ha ama mfụ ya anya. Asị m na eje anabụ isi ije. Asị na Nnamdi Kanu ga-eje na ọ ga-ana. Asị m na inye anaghị eri ọba maka na inye na ọba bụ nwanne. Inye agaghị eri Nnamdi Kanu maka na ọ bụ nwa. Asị na Nnamdi Kanu ga-adị ka echi echi anaghị agwụ agwụ. Maka na ije ejere bụ ije mmiri, ọ bụrụ eje nkụ. Asị na ya bụ ije ga-abụ ije mmeri. Asị m na ọ ga-anata n'udo. Asị m na ọ ga-abata sirili welere. Asị m na unu ga-aga kpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu. Asị m unu ga-akpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu. Ga-akpọnatara anyị Nnamdi Kanu. Ga tụnye ugo, ga nye ya mmeri, ga nye ya mmeri, ga nye ya mmeri. Tụnye ugo n'elu ugo, nye ike n'elu ike, nye ya ndụ n'elu ndụ. Ọkwanụ ndụ ka o ji efu n'efufe. Unu nye Nnamdi Kanu ndụ, onwe ike wee kwụrụ jinjin, onwe ike wee kwụrụ wee fuo n'ofufe. Asị na ya kara ka anaghị eri nwa ngwụrọ. Ihe mere ha ji jide Nnamdi Kanu bụ ka nwee ike wee megide ndị Igbo, ka nwee ike megide ụmụ Biafra, ka nwee ike wee kwuchi anyị ọnụ, ka ha nwee ike wee kachi anyị ọnụ, ka anyị ghara ikwu okwu ọzọ. Mana ama m na dododo Chukwu okike abịa ma ndị nwa na ndị nwe mmiri, ndị nwe ikuku, ndị nwe anyanwụ, mmụọ nna nna anyị ochie, mmụọ niile nwụrụ anwụ ka anyị dị ndụ, mmụọ niile ọ kwafụrụ ọbara ha n'ike maka ihi Biafra. Asị m unu binyenu, asị m unu dododo na ọkwa na unu bụ ihe nwe ike a, ọkwa na unu ga-eji ọgụ mmụọ, ọkwa na unu ga-aga bụori ya, ọkwa na unu ga-aga napụta ya maka na ihe ọ tinyere unu n'aka anaghị ele ule. Asị m dododo igiriga ọgụ mmụọ. Eze nwaanyị niile nọ n'ala Igbo, mmụọ niile nọ n'ala Igbo, asị m unu binye, maka na onwe onye nọ n'ụwa na-anaghị aṅụ mmiri, onwe onye nọ n'ụwa na-anaghị eri nnu. Nnu bụ ihe ụtọ si na mmiri wee pụta. Onye ọbụla na-eri ihe na-eri ihe dị na mmiri. Onye na-asa arụ ji mmiri asa arụ. Onye ọbụla na-eme ihe ọbụla ọ na-eme ji mmiri eme ya. Asị m ihe ọbụla mmadụ na-eme n'ụwa, mmiri ọ na-ebube ụzọ. Asị m onye ọbụla kpọrọ mmiri asị na mmiri a ga-agbagbu ya. Asị m onye ọbụla fụrụ mmiri n'anya ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla fụrụ mmiri n'anya ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla mmiri na-awụsa n'arụ ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye ọbụla mmiri na-emesa n'arụ ga-afụ Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. Onye na-aṅụ mmiri na-eli nnu, asị m na ọnụ anyị ji wee lie nnu wee ṅụọ mmiri na ị ga-eji akwa okwu ọma n'isi Nnamdi Kanu n'aha Chukwu okike abịa ama.
My sister, good morning. Oh, good morning. See, they have demolished my house. I was in the hospital. They just told me that they have started demolishing our house. They are demolishing the whole street. Oh, they just come and started demolishing. They are demolishing everywhere. They are demolishing. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, I could not bring out my property. I could not bring out my documents. They are demolishing everywhere. They are demolishing everywhere. Oh, the whole building, the whole house, they are demolishing. Oh, Rossville at Ajawo Estate. Rossville at Ajawo Estate. Oh, they are demolishing everywhere. Rossville Street at Ajawo Estate. See them, oh, they came with two caterpillars. See them. Demolition everywhere. I could not bring out anything from my house. Oh, I could not bring anything out. Oh. They came with sorry. They came with sorry. Demolition everywhere. Demolition.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Olo province of Biafra land. And we are here live and direct. Today is the first day of May 2023. Tata Bobo Chiurie. I am no one kise Tata. Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers, even your enemies, onto this hallowed platform, where we preach the gospel of liberation, the gospel of freedom, as initiated by Mazi Iyke, who is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, but currently and illegally being detained in the Nigeria secret police dungeon, that zoo, that jungle, that banana republic that respects not even her own law. Therefore, we must continue. I once again welcome each and every one of you to today's edition of Radio Biafra House of Service. Tata Bobo Chiurie, the 1st of May. Do not forget that we are in a very serious campaign, worldwide phone call and a Twitter campaign, which we are calling international bodies. Please, if the lines are opened before you call, please make sure before you call here this studio, you have to tell me that you have called or you have tweeted several. It is not something once. As much as you could, we continue. It's a battle. Mazi Nnamdi told our enemies that we are starting a type of freedom fighting that is never seen anywhere. You know, we are unique people. We do our own thing in our uniqueness because we have initiative. That is why Britain don't want Biafra to be restored. Because they are contemplating that they have seen a type of black people that has initiatives. Not people that could be, imitating always. No. That after all, we have initiative. And that is what we are using. Our own initiative. In order to fight this war of liberation. We are in a war. And our Uche. Therefore, be part of this. Please. I purposely played the clip which you had, which you have seen or you are seeing on social media, where one of our women, our ladies, is lamenting. As usual, Igbo say, I don't know. We are people now that are synonymous with lamentation. Do you understand me? That is why Christianity is, is waxing strong in our land. Because that is, when you enter into all these churches, you see lamentation. Everybody is crying, always crying, praying for God, praying to God. Crying for your situation. No electricity, you are crying. Monday Bible study, you go, you cry. Lamentation. Tuesday, you go Bible study. You go, you cry. Wednesday midweek service. You go, you cry. So we have become a people synonymous with lamentation. And all this is what we are trying to reverse. We shouldn't continue lamenting.
You know, let me tell you, we are not happy of what is happening in Lagos against our people. But it is something that has been pre-warned right from time by our leader, and continually we have been hammering on Radio Biafra London that Nigeria is not for us. Sometimes maybe this woman that is lamenting now, flashback to maybe 3 months ago. If you meet her and tell her, sister, why not push your husband so that you people will go back to our home, go back to the east, go back to Biafra land, take at least your properties, go back to Biafra land, pending. Maybe it might tell you that no, it will laugh over it and say you are the stupid person. I don't know whether people understand what I'm saying. People now, but sometimes you become confused whether people are really understanding. I'm telling you. I say again, how long do we continue? How long should we continue lamenting? Right from 1970 to today, on lamentation. Lamentation. Take precaution, no. Take proactive measure, no. Let me tell you one thing. The worst thing you can do to a people, I say a people, is to sentence them into individual survival of the fittest. That is one very smart thing. I say very smart thing that a policy which started after the war. That Britain used the caliphate in order to infringe on us, the Igbos, the Biafrans. Everybody go and survive as an individual or go. Don't be together. No. Don't think about your community survival. No. Think about your own survival. That is why you see people giving testimony. And Jesus helped me. Today I'm okay financially because Jesus helped me. They don't, sometimes how can people be sentenced into, that is the worst thing you can do to a people. You hear me well. The worst thing you can do to a people is sentencing them, programming them into individual survival. That race will be, scattered like, I don't understand the right word to use. That is why Christian religion is waxing stronger in our land. I'm telling you. Because everybody is, it's an individual race. They tell you it's an individual race. Go and pray to God to conduct, everything is, once you sow your seed, your own seed. You are not sowing for the village, or for your community, for your own. Go and do your own thing. Now God can remember you. If you are inside a bus and there is accident, a bus or public transport may be of 25 people, and all 24 died. You come out and start jubilating, thanking God that you are alive, that God, thank God I'm not like others that have died. That you saved me, you love me more than others. Can't we reason? Sometimes you want to be or frustrated talking to our people. Why can't we reason? Reason deeply. When I've preached it the other time. There will be no me, I, without us. You hear me well. You had it. This individualism is killing us. It's what a policy they set out since 1970. So that everybody, dog will eat dog. So that Joe Ibokwe in Lagos, he will be, as long as they will make him wealthy, he is okay. Now he will be fighting against the collectivity of everybody. Let me ask you, those that are there, you see very piteous situation, sad and pathetic situation. Mana, sometimes, just like some of our people are saying, now he can supposedly name Mendibo because with he can, our people learn the hard way. I said, this woman that is lamenting, very pathetic. Maybe flashback, a few months back, if you are telling her that, oh, sister, you know, this, what in Lagos is not for you, you know, why not take some of your things to our land? He will laugh and say, yourself. That, do you understand that God is in control? She was calling Jesus. And their mansions were falling, being brought down. He said, nothing was taken away. Nothing, even their documents. What type of wickedness is that? Let me remind you, the Jews of Europe suffered this for more than 1,000 years. Are you understanding me? But will our people learn? That is always the question that I ask. The answer is no. Our people never learn from what happens to others. Our people never learn from history. You know, it beats my understanding. Because sometimes we are, you know, here we are calling, we have been talking to our people. Mazi Nnamdi have been talking, and we continue hammering on Radio Biafra. Lotawa Nulo, but then on our things, at least established at home. But let me come. Common sense, akonuche. Why didn't common sense tell us, or many of us, that look, we lost at least, my father is a victim of abandoned property in Iguacha. Now, right from childhood, my father have been telling us, any property you are buying, you know, outside the Igbo land, I know they will. Look at what happened to me. Look at, I know that is common sense. It doesn't need preaching. It doesn't need maybe when you want to encourage you, say, no, don't mind it. No, that is common sense. That these people, these people, they wanted us annihilated. So, by the grace of Chukwu Okike Abiyama, we survived and are alive. So, anything you are doing outside the Igbo land, now you sabio, and we took that counsel till today. Why didn't many of our people do that? Why should sentiment take control of everything? Sometimes I start considering, I say, but immediately after the war, you see everybody start jumping, you know, going back to Ugwuanwusa, to Lagos, where they were killed and slaughtered and massacred. Not only that, had it been they went there with their brain. After all, there are Hausa people in our land. But only what they come with is their ute, their mat, and their kettle for their ablution. Their mat for prayer. And their highest few shirts, their bag only. They come to our land, they sell their cows, they do their business, and they take the money, the same money, they take it back to their land. They don't establish in our land. Build development. No. So you see these people, you are saying that we are smart. Nnamdi bụ ma ihe. I said, no. We are the most hopeless set of people, tribe in that Nigeria. Normally, common sense should teach us that, look, sometimes I start wondering, what is the problem? Is it our fathers? The people that are old, that have saw the war, and is it that, I think they are part of the main problem. They misled the the following generation by confiding on them that it's one Nigeria, we are allowed to. No, don't worry. What has happened has passed. Biafra, as they are saying now, but I will debunk it. Biafra died a long time ago, so now we are one. The same jargon they are talking, but are you one in Ajayo Estate in Lagos? How can the wickedness of human beings in this 21st century, this thing that is happening, you don't see it in any other part of the world. I'm telling you. At least, no matter any guys, they will make sure that people at least will be settled because they invested their lifetime earning in their buildings and are comfortable where they are. Now you want to turn them under a twinkle of an eye, you turn them into non-entities to sleep on the street just for nothing. Do you see the wickedness of Nigeria? Oh, I'm a Lagosian. When you are in your mansion in Lagos with your children, after all, you don't even teach them to speak Igbo. You become Lagosian more than Lagosian self. Today you are lamenting. But as they are, the worst is that as they are lamenting, others are pricing lands near their, building, erecting buildings. Ndi Igbo people. And you say, what type of human beings are these? Can't you at least have common sense? Do you see that now the solution to our problem is to join hands together in what we are doing in order to restore Biafra? If we have Biafra as a nation, let me tell you, your buildings in Nigeria wouldn't be destroyed like that. Never. It's impossible. Because the Nigerian government, it becomes international issue. Are you hearing me? Because our people are gullible. Many of our people are gullible. This woman that is lamenting, she will go to her church. Maybe Oyedekpo church. He will give her encouragement, comfort. Jesus he took. So don't worry. As long as there is life, there is hope. Anyway, there is another land. If you are, as a member of this church, you register. There is another swamp in the other side. So don't worry, we are in charge. I'm giving you confidence so that you can register, so that you can get a plot of land there. And as long as he's a man of God that talk to her, people that I don't know. Our law will say lack of development of the frontal lobe part of the brain. That is a problem. Otherwise, nobody should even tell you anything. You don't need to be told. In 2019, Upper of Lagos summoned the Igbo so-called elders, old people, and insulted them. 2019. The thing is still in YouTube. It's there. I have played it on this hallowed platform several times. He insulted the Igbo. He said, you people, you have to vote my choice candidate. He said, me, I know they beg anybody. You people are watching me. I'm not begging you people. As long as you are in Lagos here, any candidate that I brought out, you must vote for him. Otherwise, I will push all of you into the Lagos Lagoon, the ocean, and you all drown. And even useless Neanderthals, many of them started clapping. And you start wondering, what set of human beings are these? What set of human beings are these? Sometimes I say, is Mazi Nnamdi not wasting his time, suffering himself for nothing, for people that are irredeemable? Sometimes I start thinking like that. I say, is it not waste of time that we are here? For people that are irredeemable, people that have chosen the path of perdition to perish. Do you know many of these people that their houses were mewed down, demolished? Many of them now will bring their children. Remember that they have a home. I could remember, even when we are small. There is one of our village man. You know, he was a Lagosian walking. He has a house in Lagos. But I don't know what really happened. And they came home. They came home for good. Him and the children that he never brought home before. They came home. And the worst part of it is that in their home, he don't have no house. It's thatch house. Thatch house. They came home with their clothes. You know all this Lagos now, Buru, Aqua, everything.